So today we are going to be making this flower t-shirt. Well, we're going to be embroidering it anyway, and we'll show you how. And if you want to make something like this, then stay tuned and watch. I'll show you how to reverse print the names onto the t-shirt and also embroider all of these lovely flowers onto your t-shirt. Okay, this took some time to learn, but I finally got there, and I'm going to share with you how to flip text using Paint, which might be a Microsoft thing, but it's called Paint 3D nowadays. It's not just called Paint like it was when I was a child. So I'll show you how to do that, and you need to do this in order to use the iron-on transfer onto your t-shirt. A new document. So you need to create a text box, and just for instance I'm going to just put my name. Okay, and then you need to click out of the box. Right, so that says Melanie, my name. If you then select it, and here you click this flip horizontal, it is then backwards, so you can now print that. So I've just printed all of my names that I need, and you print that, and then that's straight away, once you've ironed it onto your t-shirt, it reads correctly for the person reading the t-shirt basically. So you don't have to do it one by one, you can write them all out and then unselect it and then flip them all. Just make sure you flip it using this one rather than that one, because that one just turns it upside down. So you've got from Melanie to however you'd say that, and then that's upwards and that's down. It's really weird, isn't it, that back to front it looks really strange, but upside down you can read it as Melanie. That's really weird. Look, okay, let's try that way. It looks odd as anything, but that is correct. Strange. Okay, it's a completely different day now because this went really wrong the other day and the iron-on transfer we had didn't iron on. So I have got this again. I've just shown you the bit on the computer. I already had that filmed. That worked perfectly fine last time, and I have just cut out the flower names onto the t-shirt, out of the transfer paper, and now it's time to iron on. I believe my mum just turned the iron on. So I've got this white t-shirt from Topshop, which is the same as the one I used for the person's face, you know, the face one. So we're going to do it line by line and iron them on, because then we've got them spaced out properly. So we're just using a normal iron. We're going to put these on now. I'll show you just one line so you know, but then you're going to have to put a tea towel over it, iron it on. But we'll go through that anyway. So let me just do that for the first line. I need to work out what flowers are going where. Don't you need to put a thingy on them? I think so. Oh, it's hot. There you go, they are stuck on, and now I'm just going to do the other rows. If you can hear little children outside, that's because my niece and nephew are here. Right, lavender. That is all the names on it, so obviously I'll embroider up here for them three. That line, that line, that line. I would say that in between there is bigger than that, so just be mindful of that. You want to kind of make them even, but there we go, and then I will embroider the rest on in a minute. Starting with the daffodil, I have got the two strands of yellow thread, and I'm going to start with a chain stitch but round, so there's a gap in the middle more. So you can do it as a chain stitch as a daisy would be, like what we've done before. So I've knotted the end. I'm just going to pull it up through, and then you want to go down next to where you came in, and then up, say there, but you want this thread to be looped round to do the chain stitch. So like so, and then just go back down to the middle again. I'm sure there's another way to do this. It's called daisy stitch, but I don't remember it. And then make the loop again, back down. So there is your chain stitching round, and I'm just going to cast off now because I only want the 5. So to cast off, I'm just going back down next to the stitch, and then here I'm picking up a bit of the white thread, which you can't see on the other side because your stitch will be there. And you just go over that again and again, about 3 times. Then you've cast it off, you can cut the thread. That is the outside of the daffodil. Your daisy and your sunflower and your orchid are the same stitch. I'll show you them at the end, obviously, but the same stitch, but slightly different. But anyway, we'll go through that. Now I'm going to just do the middle of the daffodil. If you followed again before, this stitch will be the same for a peony, carnations and roses, and this is what a rose is basically. So it's just going to be small, so you want to make a cross but have it go back in the middle. Okay, so I've now come up next to the cross, and you just need to go, without catching anything, just go under the thread, round and round. Oh, come on. And then, because we've gone the whole way around and there's no more stitch left, I'm just going over this last one, in down the middle and casting off. Just going to do some green down or up, whatever way you do it. So I find it really easy if you actually go in this way. So I've knotted it again, and then you just need to go, it's back stitch really. And there it is. That's it. Cast that off. That's the daffodil done. Okay, so you can see obviously the daffodil is done. I have done the daisy chain, so the chain stitch for the daisy. I just need to do the middle, which obviously I'll show you. The tulip, I did some daisy chain stitch in yellow, then over again in red. The sunflower, I have just done the chain stitch again round and round, so I can do the middle. And then the orchids, I've just done four loops on each flower of chain stitch. Now I'm just going to do the rose. I thought I'd show you. So I've got the red. This will be the same for the peony and the carnations as well, except the peony will have slightly different, it will be two colours of this. So it's the same as the middle as the daffodil, so make the cross. Oh. and then go down and then come back up next to the one bit of the cross. So that's probably quite a big cross, but that's fine for mine. Obviously do yours as the sizes you want, and you just wrap the thread round the stitches. Ignore the rain and the fact that I'm laying on my bed or sitting on my bed, but I finished the carnation, so I just did all of them all together. That's the peony. I just need to do the middle and the leaves. The rose, the tulip is now finished, so I just did a back stitch down there and then the chain stitch there. Daisy just needs the yellow in the middle, but I've done the same as the tulip for there. Obviously the daffodil is completely finished. The orchids just need the pink in their middle centres, but they've got 2 chain stitches here, which is for the big leaves, and then they've got off the stem there. And then obviously that's the sunflower. I need to do the darker stem with the middle of that. Then we will do heather, lavender and hydrangea are similar. Aster and chrysanthemum is similar, so we'll do that tomorrow. And then calla lily and heather. So you can see obviously the carnations and whatnot are done. I need to do the middles of quite a lot of the flowers, but we're going to do the lavender now, and then we're going to do the hydrangea. So I have got again two strands of green, because for the lavender we are going to start with the green. Okay, so you just need to do some green stitches up as stems. So let's get the lavender in show. So you just want to do some back stitching. So we're going to do 3 stems of lavender. So that's like 1. I'm coming off of that here. It doesn't matter if you get like a little gap like that, because you can always fill it in with purple in a minute. So cast on your purple, and this is just chain stitch, but it is smaller loops. It's because I've got my wrong hand in here, right? So create the loop, back in next to it. You wanted to do it quite close to the green. Just untwist it. There we go. And then you can do it next to it, just do it a bit skew with to create it into lavender. Just always make sure that the loop again. And then just continue doing that until all of your green is near enough covered, and that creates your lavender. So there is the lavender. Once I've done it all, I might go back and do some more just to make it a little bit bigger, but that is the lavender. And then I'm going to go over to do the hydrangeas. I'm just going to change purples on my needle and put the hydrangeas in. What I have found easiest is if I turn the t-shirt round and put my hand through the armhole to there. That is really easier for me. Again, that's just personal choice. So I'm just going to pick up my purple, and it's chain stitch again, but we're doing it in the loop like we did for the orchids and the daisy. So back through where you came from, but you want it kind of small. So loop, Then that creates one flower. We'll just put some white through the middle afterwards, but you just need to do like half a dozen of these quite close together, which I'll show you afterwards, but you just need to do that again and again. Right, I'm going to do the aster now, but the aster and the chrysanthemum are very similar in steps. So I've just got purple, and let me turn this around. Where have you gone? There. So you'll have to do a green stem, which obviously I would do afterwards as well. But let's work out where we want this. Yeah, that will be fine. Okay, so bring your thread through as you would to any stitch. Let me just put this under here. And then all you want to do is just lines off all in a circle round and round. So just back into the middle. And then do them like quite close together, near enough next to each other, but all different lengths, so short and long. Is the aster all finished, and then I've just done a couple of stitches up to make like the leaves or like the stem bit of it, and then we're going to move down here to the chrysanthemum, and we are going to do exactly the same as that. So off, 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 but at the end of each stitch I believe it is a chain stitch. So bring the needle up where you want it, and then right above it. Do a small chain stitch, which is the loop round. And then back down. I found it easier to do it like corner to corner, to make a cross first on the aster. Okay, it is time to finish this t-shirt. I have heather, baby's breath and calla lily left to do completely. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, quite a lot left to do. Right, I'm gonna do the heather first. So I'm gonna start with some green, and it is a bit like lavender, but ever so slightly different, or it's different colours to be first of all. So like normal, I'm going to go in through the armpit to cast on, and then it's just chain stitch really, but ever so slightly. It's very much like this lavender, but it's tiny chain stitches and like near enough on top of each other. Whilst I've got the green going, I'm just going to do the same, so chain stitch for the baby's breath. For the heather, the actual flowers of the heather, it is pretty much exactly the same as this, but you're going sideways on. I was trying to find where you were then. So with my hand in here, really small chain stitch, but pretty much back on top of each other, and getting less and less as it goes up the, I was going to say spout. Onto the final two until the touch-ups of the others. We're going to do the calla lily now. I have just threaded up the white, and I'm going in here because this is where I want it to start. Oh, if I can get the flipping thread through. And I'm going to go round in a calla lily shape, just doing back stitch really. And then with this white, we're just gonna, it doesn't really matter where you go with it, but we're just gonna make the like strands in the middle. So I'm just going round. Where the back stitch knot, the gap is really. There. Okay, then we're going to cast off the white. In fact, I need to do a bit there. So let's just put a bit more back in here. It looks really plain here, so put a bit in. This bit in the middle is going to be yellow in a minute anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then we're going to cast this white off. I've casted on the yellow now. And this is the middle of the calla lily. And does it go right down? Yes, it does. So bring the yellow up. And just do the same stitch as the white. Because I've got yellow left, like thread left from that calla lily, I'm just gonna go over into the peony. I did cast off and back on, but just to put the middle in, because I've got that thread left, so I might as well, whilst it's on my needle, put the yellow in. So it's the same sort of thing really, just going over and over in the middle. Like so. I'm just going to pull these out again because they need to come out a bit more, and then cast off. In fact, because that's there like that, I just need to do that again but in the daisy. So because it's next door to each other, I might as well still use it because I've got a lot of yellow left. Now for finishing baby's breath, I've got the white again. It probably is best to do either where are we? The middles of the flowers for this, or a French, like multiple French knots. I'll show you both ways. So where are you there? A French knot. You come up, you wrap the needle, the thread around the needle 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it and bring it down next to where you came up, and there is your French knot. So that is the baby's breath done, and now we're just going to finish the sunflower, rose and peony, and we are done finally. So this is the sunflower. I've just threaded on this really dark green, and I've got 3 strands because I want it to show a bit better. So, oh, have I cast it up too high? No. I'm just going to do like the stitch as I would normally, so a back stitch, but it's in this darker green. And then here I'm going to do a little leaf off. So stitch down. And then my sunflower is done, and I'll move up to the rose. The rose is pretty much the same as the sunflower. But it has like fawn-like bits coming off. Finally, for the peony, you need to do like leaves, so like 1, 2, 3. So for that, I've just got my green thread on my needle, and then I'm just gonna go up and down. And now I'm going to get smaller towards here, a little bit and a little bit, just so that it like goes into leaf shape. And then once we've got to the end, like I have, I am just going to go straight down the middle to form the middle of the, like the line down the middle of the leaf. And then start again the other side. Here's the finished article laid out on my bed. I really wish I'd moved them in closer, like together, but there you go, you can do that if you want to. I'll try it on tomorrow and show you it on. But yeah, there we go. I love the chrysanthemums, and the baby breaths come out really well as well, actually. And here is the finished t-shirt. The only thing I'd say is I'd probably have had them quite like nearer together so that it wasn't as gappy, but this will be perfect. Just think, I've not got shorts on now, trousers on now, but tucked into jeans. I've got leggings on at the moment. But yeah, this is it, and I love it. That's the only thing, is what I'd have put them in closer together, but it's trial and error, and it still turned out great. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Which is your favourite flower on this t-shirt that has turned out the best? I would probably say I love the chrysanthemum, though the peony has really turned out well now as well. And the baby's breath really did turn out great as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching. Bye!